This is Chris Ferris with the TWTL podcast. I'm just reporting here from, because of the times, I'm in the foyer, the downstairs foyer here, and it is packed wall to wall with anticipation. You can probably hear in the background all of the noise. That is the amount of people. There are literally over 2,000 people in this foyer right now that wraps around the building, and it is unbelievable. It is exciting. And it is the atmosphere is just full of anticipation for what's going to happen tonight with Brother Bernard and Pastor Anthony speaking. We've got people from all over the world. I've already met a couple from Indiana and a couple from Munich, Germany. So from Middle America to Western Europe, we've got people here because of the times, and it's just an exciting time. I can't wait to share my thoughts about the end of this night. I mentioned in my podcast, which is going to be, which is up on my podcast channel, that I was expecting Pastor to talk about awakenings, and I was expecting Brother Bernard to talk about what is already awakening in Pentecost. And I don't expect that to be changed any. I imagine Brother Bernard is going to give a great report of what has gone on in the last year and point us to where the awakening has already happened. The awakening of the Spirit throughout the world is already happening, and that should inspire and challenge people just from the report. But then I know that Pastor is going to come, and he's going to give an amazing sermon on that topic of awakened again. And I can tell you, this is maybe a slight spoiler, but look for a dynamic, if you are here because of the times, look for a dynamic visual to be used. We already know there's going to be a dynamic visual used in the opener, but look for a dynamic visual to be used in Pastor's sermon. I will be reporting on that dynamic visual. I won't be able to share any photos or video with it, but I will be reporting on it and how it's used. It's going to be amazing, and it's going to be... many people have said that the Bishop G.A.'s greatest sermon was his sermon on the unknown soldier, the tomb of the unknown soldier. And the visual in that was one of the things that made that sermon, besides the amazing sermon itself. But that visual has been what has stayed with so many people in so many of their hearts and their minds for now over 2 decades. I believe that this is going to be that sermon for Pastor. That dynamic visual is going to be one that is burned into the minds and hearts of people from now for decades, until the Lord comes even. It's going to be one of those sermons that we remember. It's going to be one of those sermons that inspires us. I think it's going to take the reporting that Brother Bernard gives, and it's going to lay it at the feet of the ministers here tonight, and it's going to lay it at our feet to utilize this concept of an awakening in our hearts, our minds, our lives, our communities, our churches around the world. I'm excited about this, and I cannot wait to share my thoughts. Check back here later on tonight for a detailed summary of those thoughts, both in written and hopefully audio or visual form. I won't be able to share any video before the service tonight, but look for some interesting looks at what it's like outside of the sanctuary tomorrow morning. This is Chris Ferris with the TWTL podcast. You'll be able to catch this as the service is going on, but then also check back later on late tonight with my report on the first night of BOTT. Chris Ferris, out.